Test. Okay, bitrate is fine today. Audio is a little bit low, maybe. Hello, hello. Audio. Okay, audio is normal, more or less. And I'm here using the internet from this place. So, I don't know, so far, so good, I guess. I'm pasting it on Discord now. And yeah, why am I streaming on Tuesday? Because Tuesday was actually kind of my Sunday. Because this week uh, I had shifts from Monday, Tuesday, Friday, then Thursday and Friday free, and then Saturday and Sunday again shifts, and then Monday, yesterday, and today, today Tuesday I had free. So yeah, that was like a different week for sure. And yeah, that's kind of it. I don't know if I streamed last week on Monday. No, Monday I had this. So yeah. So I'm just going to go over quickly through my week. I've just had dinner. I've washed the dishes and so on. And suddenly I was like thinking about stuff and I remembered that I didn't make a Sunday video. Why? Because Sunday I was like driving. I didn't finish super late. I finished at 1 p.m. So I could have streamed, I guess. But because the days are different, I kind of like didn't think of it or like I forgot, right? It didn't feel like a normal Sunday where I have like more slack and so on. Like today, for example, it feels like a normal Sunday. But because it's not a Sunday and I didn't do Sunday stuff also, because I went shopping and so on, which I don't do on Sundays because things are closed, then it felt like different. So yeah, on Sunday on Monday we had a different trainer, a new one, and he was interesting. He was like chill, more or less, not chill. He was like, yeah, like so more or less sociable and so on. I would define it as kind of like normal guy, but with some quirks, like liking AI a lot or something like this, right? He was like a very co-worker guy, you could say, right? So someone who is like, I don't know, but the co-worker type of kind of nerdy, like leaning, not nerd, but leaning into that area. And he was like nice and so on. The shifts, I'm recording them like separately, so I'm not going to go over them in detail. But I do have them over here, so I can more or less give a little bit of like at least some kind of overview of what they were. Monday was the 9th, and that day we were like more or less we did the whole shift. Well, I'm not sure if I can show this, but yeah, we did more or less the whole shift. We went to Alto Münster, to Petershausen. This week we had a lot of Petershausen. Let's try. We went to Petershausen. I drove a little bit. He drove a little bit, Angel, and well, my classmate. I say this because in my videos, in my normal videos that I record for myself, in those videos I say names and everything. I don't know if I usually say them on YouTube, but there's 0 viewers, so I don't think anyone will care a lot. But yeah, usually that was going on. Some couplings, so on. More or less every day was like technically a 4:30 or so start. Some days we went a little bit later because he was there sooner, right? So every day this week was kind of like a waking up at like 3:45 or something like this. Because even though the dates we could come a little bit later, we still came at more or less 3:45 there. and then yeah. Then Tuesday was another day like that. We started a little bit earlier, but earlier, sorry, later, but later means like 5:18, 5:13 or something like that. So not 5, it was actually 5:11, right? Then the train comes a little bit later and so on, but you don't want to risk it, right? So, and that day SI, S1 instead of like S2, S1, and then some S2. So yeah, again, Petershausen, we didn't know it, and he let us out a little bit earlier, so in order to catch the Ostbahnhof trains and so on, and not have to go to Stenhausen. Since he also let us come later, then yeah, we could do it that way. That was Wednesday. Then sorry, Tuesday. Then Wednesday we went to S6 for the first time. We had some S6. This day again, it should have been 4:12, but it ended up being something like 4:40. So again, same wake up time. And that day he let us early again. So at around 11:30 or something instead of like 12:30. So that's nice. And that was like nice of him and like thoughtful of him. And that day S6, which was a first, I think it was the first time I've driven the S6. Certainly the Starnberg part, I'm not sure, but the other part, definitely. Like Starnberg, I've been at least as a passenger, but as a driver, I think never, as in a learning part. But back to the other place, I forgot how it's called. Gebe. Ege, it's like Ebersberg. Back to Ebersberg, I definitely hadn't been there at all. And then back to Grafing, Bahof, also hadn't been there. And we did some how it goes in Grafing, also like the Entkupplung and so on. That happens there apparently. And then some S3, which we hadn't had in a while, but we've had it before. I've had it before, so I'm more or less don't I won't say like remember it perfectly to the T, but I'm more or less I'm getting like the hang of it. I'm getting like I'm remembering stuff. Right? Then I had 2 days free, Thursday and Friday. On both days, I think I wanted to go to Ostpark to ride. On the first day, on Thursday, I went, but I didn't ride because I forgot where this was. So I ended up not riding there until I came back and found it and looked at my stuff and did find it. But yeah, the pictures that I'm seeing are like outfit pictures, but I could show this one, for example. This is a video of like kind of the sun and the yeah. Basically, I wanted to capture this light. Then if I go left or right, it always like an outfit picture. So this is how it looked like. Then I hate my posture, I hate my face, but that's how it is. And yeah, hate it even more on this picture. But with my hair down, I'm like, okay, it's more tolerable. I would say I even look not that bad. And yeah, the next day, Friday, I went to, how do you say? They came to my house to finally give me the new key. And they changed the lock and gave me the new key. So that was like a really quick thing, like 10 minutes or something like this. This picture is like 8:11, so yeah, it was like literally 15 minutes. And I had to sign something or whatever. Perfect. I hope I'm not showing this. Okay, this is my contract of like my house. And then some Ostpark again. I went and today, this day I forgot to grab a water of water and then I came back and then I forgot to bring my sunscreen, but I said fuck it. But oh well. And this day I did right, and I took some pictures as well. It was a little bit cold, so yeah. It wasn't a great outfit or whatever, but the gloves are looking quite dirty because I haven't seen the pictures. I'm looking at more pictures. I look so ugly. These outfits are so unflattering. I dress so bad. But oh well. I could show some pictures from the train stuff, by the way. I think this is an outfit video as well. Well, kind of insane that this is how I look. In movement, I look even worse. So that I'm not going to show. Then the next day, Saturday, was another driving day. First day of driving in a while. Sorry, and the first day of driving in a Saturday. So that's interesting. The vibe is a little bit different. It's a little bit more relaxed. There are like no people driving or so on. So there are like less people driving. There's like the atmosphere. There are like less delays and so on. Everything flows more easily. So in that sense, I do like driving on Saturday and so on. At least during the day, because they've told me like the people that we have on like other people who have had nights, they say that it's tough and that weekends are also tough, and like weekend plus night has to be strange. But yeah, I did like the parts that are like this, and there's some outfit pictures from from there. This is a picture that I like, more or less. We had some days with this, the 420. And kind of seductively, no, not seductively, normally eating a banana. This was like a little pause that we had, so yeah, I went to eat my banana and I took some pictures as well. I'm starting also to notice things about Betrieb, right? So I'm understanding how things go and like what kind of communications people need or whatever. And yeah, it's interesting to see things like, for example, how do you say? I noticed a train from a different line, and I noticed that it was like on a different place, right? And like it doesn't belong here. Like I'm starting to notice, oh, this train doesn't belong here. What is it doing over here? And like it was going on our left, going through this side. So it was like, normally this doesn't happen. Normally through these tracks, the trains come here. So I was like, oh, let's. Well, that's weird. And the trainer also noticed, and he was like, oh, yeah, that's weird. I wonder what's happening, blah, blah, blah. And then I saw the driver from this other train, like taking out his things. And that's like, oh, because I know more or less what's going to happen, right? I know that when someone's taking the keys or whatever, is because either they're going back to some other place or someone else has already taken over, right? So it was like, oh, so they're in this track, or like they're changing directions, which is like earlier than it should be. And it turns out that then later when we drove, he was like, oh, maybe there's like, oh yeah, true, there are like, because these trainers and so on, they are like drivers, and drivers know more or less when there are like these reparations being done and so on. He was like, oh yeah, there are like some preparations in the tracks, and it was interesting. And so it was interesting like to start noticing this kind of like, oh yeah, I'm starting to notice stuff. I'm starting to like get a little bit the vibe of it, right? To get the hang, not sure the hang, but yeah, the vibe. I think this picture is not bad. I mean, the hair is a mess, but and the pants, according to Twitter, they're like 2016 pants. So I'm like, okay, but so apparently I'm old-fashioned, but then Sunday was a full day actually. Sunday we did everything from beginning to end. And that Sunday was a 4:32 day, and we had like a couple of like empty trains and like some maneuvers and so on. And it was like a different day. It was a day where we actually saw more of these things happening that we had actually been like isolated from the earlier days, sorry, where we didn't actually like do something like that. And then, so yeah, I don't know, I could show some pictures, maybe this. This is Alto Münster, vielleicht. Alto Münster, genau. So I was like, we went to here to Alto Münster. And then the next pictures I have are, well, out of pictures again. I meant this. I'll show you a bit later. Are these on the skating rink? I went to the last day of ice skating, so I did some ice skating this week. So I'm actually glad it didn't stream, because if I had streamed, I would have missed this last ice skating day, and I actually did have fun. Like, I do like it. I'm probably going to continue going ice skating. Also, since I live here, like 15 minutes away or so, I don't know, I'm heavily considering this ice skating thing. Like, taking it a little bit further and so on. Maybe it's a little bit harder to do on like, I don't know, like in summer months, blah blah blah. It's a bit harder to start ice skating. It's like bad that I got the idea right now to like pursue it and so on, because the Winter Olympics actually, like, it's because of the Winter Olympics, Alisa Liu, this figure skating business and so on. I was like, oh, that's actually really cool, right? I've always kind of like had a latent interest about it, right? But I haven't. For example, I used to watch a lot of, specifically Evgenia Medvedeva. I like her a lot. Like her free skating programs, right? When I like this kind of like sense of freedom, right? So I like the mix both of like someone who's excellent and who's great, and who is like very technically proficient and so on. But when someone like this expresses themselves like freely and so on, it's like whoa, so much greater. So yeah, I like that. And because of that, I got like the spark of wanting to try it for myself again, right? I don't know, I'm not Alicia Lee, obviously, right? But I don't know, I wanted to try it at least, right? And to like, I don't know, maybe aim towards that, not towards Alicia Lee levels of greatness, but towards that kind of like vibe of like expressing yourself in this medium and something like this. I don't know. I found it beautiful, to be honest. So yeah, and it is fun, right? It's fun. Ice skating is fun. So I want to get more also into the figure skating thing also. We'll see how that goes and how long it takes, or if it's even impossible for like a 28, 30-year-old by the time I'm like done with whatever to get into it. But then that day I went to Ostpark and so on. And yeah, that day was not yesterday. Yesterday was Monday. That day was Sunday. And yeah, Sunday after that, but I took some pictures and I did some stretching, and I have some pictures of the I think I was wearing when I was stretching. I'm not going to show it. I mean, it's not like crazy, but. And then yesterday, I'm not sure what I did. Ah yeah, I went. Ah yeah, I went to give some earring. My not teacher. She's like our kind of like project manager, our recruiter who brought us basically into it, or like who manages our project of like qualifications and so on, she lost an earring when the first day, the moving day, when we kind of like signed houses or whatever. So I had it and I've been having it since then. And I was like, okay, this is the first, well, actually the second batch of like weekdays that I'm free. Last week was the first, but last week I had kind of this business of like someone was coming over to like fix my thing, and then I did other things. So yesterday or on Monday or whatever, I was like, okay, I should share this, and I did, and I went to give her this, and then I ate some kebab, and then yesterday's some well, friends came over one because they wanted to watch their clothes, but yeah, we had a little chat since we're neighbors or whatever. It was like decent. I don't know. Plus, I could also I didn't have to lend him my whatever this is called because I think because he doesn't have one, but I think he could. He told me, oh, okay, I'll manage. So he probably just like laid them on the floor or whatever because the floors are heated. So I don't know. It's actually not bad, but yeah, it's good because these take a little bit a while to dry. So I'll have them tomorrow with the heating cranked on or whatever. Maybe I'll open them like this. We'll see what I do tomorrow. By the way, hello. I'm not sure how many people there are, or like who the people are, because there are like peaks coming into here, like fuck, like this. But I'm not sure if this is. Sorry, oops. But I'm not sure if these peaks are like the same person. It says like 4 people above. So I'm not sure if there are like actually 4 people over here or what. But yeah. Anyways, that's essentially the week. And today I went to return. Well, first we woke up early to try to get this KVA Burgerbüro Orleansstraße Termin, like a date with this kind of like Munich's office, like municipal office, to get an ID card that's electronic to let you do like some more paperwork online and so on. And the thing is that these are like kind of annoying to get. Apparently, I don't know. For registering your address, it wasn't that hard, but for everything else, apparently, I don't know. But today it was like super hard, and we didn't get like a termin when we wanted. So I woke up super early for that, and then I was like kind of like slacking, and I returned something at Lidl. Some, well, I can show it if I can try to upload it to the cloud because it's not uploaded yet because I've been all day with 5G connected. I'm not sure. Maybe if I try to upload photos using Wi-Fi, now suddenly it breaks down. But what? It's telling me that some pictures are better in some automatic way or something. So yeah, I went to return some kind of like cushion or sofa that I wanted to use, but that ended up not being really like that. and then I went to buy stuff basically. And it never uploads pictures when I'm using mobile data for some reason. I think I must do something like that. Another view, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Where's the same person connecting again? I don't know. I'm like, on the one hand, I want to like, I don't know, not keep retention or whatever, but if I see someone, I want to like put them in context. So if they drop in and I just finished talking about my week, but the title says week something, they're like, the fuck? I mean, they're probably like, the fuck anyways, but they're more like the fuck if I don't start at the beginning. But yeah. Anyways, I'm trying to like talk about my week, and for that I'm using like some pictures. And because the Wi-Fi on my building is like so shit, I turn it off sometimes. But right now I don't want to like jinx it because today it's working for streaming. I'm streaming through this Wi-Fi, so today I can't complain. But many other days the Wi-Fi is shit, so I don't auto turn it on so that it can sync pictures or whatever because it takes a while, right? So, but yeah, I'm trying to like synchronize and as you can see, for example, I'm like synchronizing it, and it's taking for a 10 megabyte picture like multiple seconds, almost a minute, which is like insane. So yeah, but yeah, essentially it was like an interesting week. I don't know. I mean, emotionally, I will say that it was like pretty rough on the 3 days that I had. I was like really bad, really sad these 2 days. Not for anything that happened this week actually, because the trainer was interesting, like the days I woke up early, etc. But I don't know, I was like tired and so on. But yeah, I don't know. It was like a little bit. It was rough. Uh, the topics I'm thinking about all the time, blah blah blah, and I don't know, trying to solve them and like talking to AI about these topics. I don't know. I'm trying to like find a therapist also, but I'm not like succeeding because I want like a therapist that can like cover certain topics specifically, and like looking into like associations from these people who are like who recommend things, but then the people who are recommended don't answer to the emails, and the people who answer to the emails are like don't even talk about wait lists or anything, and then the private ones are like really expensive, like 200 per hour or something. So we like that's fucking insane, like 200 per hour. So yeah, I don't know, it's kind of crazy. But yeah, basically this is what I bought today. Oh, yesterday I went to the dentist also. I forgot because not everything got uploaded, got synced. Only like 3 things. This is my outfit. Like, well, the outfit is this. I mean, I think it looks bad on me, but the outfit itself, I don't know. I think it looks like clean. I don't know. If someone else was wearing it, I would be like, okay, that's kind of cute actually, right? Like maybe in a how do you say outdated way, it's a little bit I don't know 2010s or something. I think I'm kind of like shifted style wise and shifted like 10 years or so to the past. But I don't know the proportions and so on, the tight tightness versus blah, blah. But this is what I wanted to return. I bought it because it looked interesting. Like it's the classic card mat. My mat in my computer at home is like that. So I don't know, it had good memories. I was like, fuck it, I'll buy this. And I also bought like a little rug. I don't know what I'll do with the rug, but with this certainly, it was just taking space up there. So at least I got some 25 euros back. on Lidl, it was like kind of annoying because it didn't work quickly. So he had to call his boss like 3 times, and they had to do it manually at the end. But I got my 25 euros, so fuck the people behind at the cafe. But it's also their problem for not doing it quickly enough, for not bringing someone who takes care of the cases um, quicker. So yeah. Well, these are the pictures of the me and the gym outfit, blah blah blah. Could I do like a quick sweep? I don't know. Maybe there's like some internal stuff. Trains. You want to see some trains? Trains, and that's like last week. This is this week. And yeah, me inside trains, blah blah blah. Some trains. Me. I mean, the me is the one that is the most obviously because I mean I can do this several times. And I'm not like in a rush for anything. But yeah. Also, I take pictures when I smile, so either I take them myself or when I smile. So if I smile several times, then... And yeah, that was basically my week today. What's the title of the video? Week 11, 14 from 40 Schichten. So, 14 from 40 Schichten, washing machine. Okay, washing machine, I can delete it from the title actually because like I did wash my clothes yesterday. This kind of like maybe on Sunday or something. The sheets were there or something, but yeah. I'm Batman. Hi Batman. How are you doing? Where are you from? Are you new? I think normally, I don't know, you're the first person that's talked today, but I think my video has been shown to new people today for some reason, my stream. I don't know why, but yeah. I was like just talking about my week, by the way. I make videos, your description says, but then there's no videos. That's interesting. And on the lists, there's also nothing. I'm from Pakistan. You're from Pakistan again. I have another viewer who's from Pakistan. Well, he shows up less lately, but also because the times are different and so on. Where from Pakistan? He's from Lahore. Pakistan seems like an interesting country. I watched some videos from people who travel there and so on. I've seen videos from people who go to Islamabad. Also, like there's like a big conflict and so on with India and like this dispute with this like Kashmir, it's called, right? The Kashmir style is like the mountains are also very beautiful. They're like very different roads that are like really cool. Seems like an interesting country. I'm from Spain, by the way, but I'm in Germany. I can introduce myself. I drive trains. So the title, you can see the title of the video is something like 14 from 40 Schichten. Schichten means like shift, as in your shift for work. We drive, but I'm like I'm a train driver in practice, right? Sorry, in practice, no. In like in a trainee phase, I'm like training to be a train driver. So we're doing like this kind of like right now. I'm in this phase of like driving the trains with a trainer beside. So yeah, I'm more active on my Discord server. That's why I'm not having time to upload videos. Interesting. What's your Discord server about? I have a Discord server too, but it's like I just ping people when I start stream and that's it. We don't talk or anything like this. So I think I was talking about my week. I was like I did some overview of this in my Google Photos. So it's like there are a lot of pictures of myself, of my outfits and so on. But mainly there are also some pictures about the trains and so on. I could maybe show some that are not. I wanted that they don't show people, that they don't show documents. It's like I can show documents or so on, but I can show some pictures. I can show pictures that look basically like pictures that some passenger could have taken. I'm planning to travel to Dubai. Interesting. I like cars, so Dubai has that aspect of it, of being a very car-centric city, where I'm very also like supercar culture and so on. That does seem interesting. But from a living perspective and so on, it seems like a very weird place. It's like the social contract, you could say. It's like the people who make money there and the people who are like just working. Um, the people who build, right? The blue collar workers are like all foreign and like imported basically, and they hold like your passport, and you can't really leave, and you're like in conditions that are like suboptimal. But it's interesting. I've seen some videos also of like Indian people, for example, who go to Dubai to work, and their videos that were made in like India or something, right? I don't know a lot of that. I don't know the language basically, but they were like auto translated by Google and so on, so I could kind of like find out what they were saying, and it's interesting to see something like it's crazy that people can make vlogs about their life in Dubai, like the people who are like this. Oh, but due to war, there are no flights available. Okay, yeah, that's true. That's insane. Yeah, the Iran thing, right? That's actually crazy also, right? In Pakistan, Iran is like below, right? Where in Pakistan are you from? Are you from Lahore as well? Are you from Karachi is the big one, right? Karachi. The capital, hostias. 400 dead people in Pakistan airstrike someone else. That's crazy. I googled Pakistan, by the way. Iran is like here. That's kind of insane. Yes, Lahore. You're from Lahore as well. That's crazy. Lahore is here in the south. No, that's Karachi. Lahore is here in the north, right? Yeah. Okay, so you're closer to like India and so on than to Iran at least. But yes, it's probably kind of tense, right? Like where Lahore. How old are you, by the way? It's kind of crazy. There is like so little. It's like a black hole over here. But at least there are like some red routes and so on. Delhi, JFK. At least these roads are like back. LHR Delhi, Lahore Delhi are on. I know London. LHR is London. Heathrow. Okay, makes sense. LHE is Lahore. Okay. To Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. Okay, this one is going to Saudi Arabia at least. But yeah, they're probably like more expensive and so on, right? Why you have opened so many times, so many times. I don't know. And this is only one. This window also is like I have also another one. The window where you are with the chat and so on has also. I don't know. These are like investments. These are like some YouTube videos that I want to watch. This is your channel. This is some AI stuff. Some watches that I googled. I know this is not watches. I forgot what this is. Some clothes. I wanted some clothes. Yeah. I wanted to Google some pants that I have. Yeah. I could close this one. Some Twitter account, obviously. A couple of Twitter, some Wikipedia. I was looking at Mexico earlier. I mean, I could close this as well. because this is like the biggest city that speaks Spanish, with the most Spanish speakers, sorry, is like Mexico City. And like this metro area from Ciudad de Mexico has like 22 million people. I mean, for a Pakistani, it probably sounds like not a lot, or like, okay, that's big, but it's like Lahore or something. It's also like 20 million people. Let's see, Metro Lahore. Metro Lahore. No, not the transit. I want to be like the metropolitan area. Okay. Metropolitan area Lahore. 14 million. That's insane, man. Population mega city 13 million. First in Punjab, second in Pakistan, 26th in the world. Mega city. Metro density 20,000 per square mile, 7,000 per square kilometer. My brain stops when I open more than 4 tabs. Transport. Demographics, this is what I want to see. 0.01 are transgender. Whoa. Controversy about the city's Pashtun population. I want to see more than the demographics, as in like how are the people composed or something. I want to see like Punjabi. Do you speak Punjabi or do you speak Urdu? Urdu as the lingua franca of Pakistan. Punjabi has no official status in Lahore. Oh, that's interesting. Inco. Saraiki. Mewati. Pashto. Kohistani. 500 people. That's crazy. Christianity. 600,000 Christians. Islam. 12 million. That's crazy. Hinduism. 2,000 only. That's crazy. Sikhism. 7,000. Ahmadiyya. This sounds kind of insane. Some messianic movement originated in Misa. Okay, kind of unknown. Zoroastrianism. 70 people. Whoa. Healthy population pyramid. This thing in the West, there is no country in the West where this is happening. People here don't have kids. How many siblings do you have? You're 20 years old, right? Are you still here, by the way? Maybe not. Well, there's someone else. I'm looking at stuff from Lahore, by the way, or because he's from Lahore. Because Batman is from there. I have another viewer from Lahore, by the way. He's like a software engineer or something. I wanted to look at like the metro area of Lahore. But I think they've not like, I don't know, separated or something like this. Okay, I think Lahore Metro is already like the district itself is called like 12.9 million, right? So it's already all of it is like the metro area basically. So these kind of Lahore city, Lahore cantonment things are like the book. I don't know. That's interesting. I live in Munich, by the way. Munich. Munich. Capital of Bavaria. That's right. 1.6 million. Small. These are the Munich city limits. I used to live over here, like right at the end of the city limits, around here. Here. And now I live, let's say, more around here. I'm going to say exactly where. I mean, I could point it out, but it's more or less over here. So it's a little bit closer to the center. But yeah, the city itself, the city limits expand like left side quite a lot compared to the right side. Here, over here, it stops being city limits, but you're actually kind of close to the Innenstadt. And yeah, I like it here so far. I mean, I get these dilemmas of like, what will I do? Will I stay? I mean, I'm going to stay for at least a couple of years of like driving trains and so on. But I don't know, I have some like personal reasons and so on that I want some change in my life, some things that I want to change personally, like from myself and so on. So plus the pressure of like the housing here is really expensive. So I'm just a train driver, right? I'm going to be that train driver. Train drivers don't make a lot of money. So if you're a train driver, you're kind of like pushed either to share a room or things like this, or you're pushed outwards. My teachers live here. Some other trainers that I've had live some over here, some live over here, Jawala. So people are kind of like pushed out. And I don't know if I want to live like so far away. Some people live over here. I mean, maybe I would choose the north side because the north side is closer to the airport, and maybe that makes it a little bit easier to like go to the airport and so on. No, you're not seeing anything, sorry, here. So yeah, many people live over here, right? Some teachers that I've had living here in Sauerland, some trainers, some others have lived. My trainer lives in Marktschwaben. Some others, I don't know, have lived here. I've had other trainers that have lived closer. So I've had one that lived in Neubiberg. Actually, no, now he lives in Unterhaching, I think, or like, no, Ottobrunn. He used to live in Neubiberg, but now he lives in Ottobrunn, which is kind of like a little bit closer, but I don't know, it's kind of outside of like city limits. It's the Landkreis, but yeah. Some lived here in Halberg Moos, which is like really far away, but it's like kind of well connected. But every place here is like super expensive. Do you still live with your parents? I assume so, right? With 20 years old and Pakistan and so on, I imagine. Pakistan is kind of like Spain, I guess, right? Where people don't move out. So I didn't move out until like I'm 28 right now. I didn't move out until now, basically. So until a year ago or so on. So I've always kind of like live at home. By the way, are you still there? I'm getting no chat messages. I'm not sure if like my internet has dropped or something. I think I see like someone. I mean, I get it, right? I'm the streamer. I'm supposed to be the one who's like talking all the time. But to be honest, I'm not like a great streamer. So I'm like, if I ask questions to the people who are there, the few times there are people, I'm going to ask questions, you know. A couple of days, I also one day, or I have a viewer that's like more regular. Today he's not here because he's like I'm streaming kind of late for his time. I mean, for your time, isn't it like 2 a.m. or something like this? No, 8 plus 4. So yeah, isn't it like 2 a.m. over there in Lahore? Okay. Lahore. Right. Okay, midnight. That's not that late. Let's see the weather. Well, oh, 16 degrees. It's actually like kind of cold. I mean, cold for Lahore. 16 degrees was like the highest temperature last week in Munich, but when it's sunny as fuck. So it's actually not cold. But 23 feels like a relief or something, right? Maybe not. Maybe it's like so humid. 59% humidity. I don't know. Why did you want to go to Dubai, by the way? What did you want to see over there? Let's see how are they doing train-wise in the UAE. Interesting. Etihad Rail. It's like super recent, 2016 history. 2004, 6 countries of the Gulf Cooperation Council. Rolling stocks, diesel electrics, and CAF. That's the Spanish company, by the way. Okay, I finished talking about what I wanted to talk about, my week. I showed the pictures of my week also. So I don't have a lot to say extra. Plus, I have to go to bed to leave tomorrow at 7:30 or something like this. I should probably brush my teeth as well, but and yeah, as for next week, what's going to happen? I'm going to have the LZB-Ausbildung. So basically that means like I'm back again in class. I have to do some things like I don't know, I guess take notes. I was going to check what the calendar says in order to what I have to bring. Doesn't specify anything, only something to write, the Ausbildung Pläne and so on. So I don't know. So yeah, I don't know. I hope you have a nice week. Thank you for watching. The 15 people that clicked, well, thank you for clicking, but not thank you for not staying, or not thank you for staying because you didn't stay. Batman, thank you for watching a little bit, even though it wasn't long. It's still 15 minutes, solid 15 minutes. So thank you for watching 15 minutes. And yeah, if someone else watches in the future or whatever, thank you for watching, and I hope I have a nice week. Ausbildung. It's basically something that we kind of already have been touching a little bit. We've been driving with LZP. They've let us do it, so we know more or less the basics. But the exceptions are the difficult part. So it's back again to some theory, etc. So we'll see how that goes. But I don't expect nothing super bad. So yeah. By the way, it seems like I've lost some frames over time, so maybe that's why people left or something. Uh, my connection is bad, so these things can happen. But yeah, as I said, thank you for watching. Hope I see you again, Batman, if that's good or whatever, if you liked it, or if you're curious about how my journey develops. And yeah, hope you get to travel to Dubai soon. Hope my week goes well. Hope your week goes well. And yeah, bye bye.